Sorry about that.
Let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez with this morning's headlines.
Hey,
Hi,
Elizabeth.
Good morning. Kristen, did you say raw garlic and onions?
Yes, that's what my doctor said. He said viruses hate them.
I think that's interesting.
I love garlic and onions.
I do too.
Raw? Wow.
Yeah, like cut them up and put it in your salad. He said make a salad and put a lot of that in there.
Okay.
And viruses don't like it. And he also said to do a lot of the cough drops, the zinc ones.
Zinc.
Because it
zinc
keeps the virus from like binding or something like that.
I've heard that too.
So
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right, good to know. Thank you, Kristen. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning to you at home. This morning, a PE teacher in Santa Fe won't be in class today. He is on paid suspension, accused of pushing two kids in class, and police say it was caught on camera. Check this out. This is video from Aspen Magnet School, and police say it shows the teacher grabbing a student, shoving him, and walking away while the boy is on the floor. A little later, police say that same teacher went after another student.
At first, she seems to avoid him, and then he pushes towards her and sets her off onto the wall as well.
The school district found out about what happened last week and put the teacher on leave. It says any kind of physical contact between students and teachers is looked down upon. Police say other students have told them this kind of horseplay is not common or not uncommon for the teacher, but this teacher right now under investigation. It looks like UNM's former president is a step closer to being off the hook on prostitution charges. Yesterday, the state Supreme Court upheld the judge's ruling that coincides with what state law says right now, that a website is not a physical house of prostitution. You see, prosecutors wanted it to be. They say F. Chris Garcia ran Southwest Companions, a website that linked Johns to prostitutes.
All I know is I have a very happy client who was tormented for a long time, unnecessarily, who was factually innocent.
Wouldn't say dead in the water. We have to reevaluate and decide what we're going to do. There may be charges we can bring on another avenue, or we may decide not to do that.
State Representative Tim Lewis has introduced a bill that would make using a website or forum to promote prostitution a felony, but that's only for future cases, not Garcia's. At the legislative session in Santa Fe, a bill to crack down on where people on welfare can get cash from their EBT cards is now on the way to the state Senate. This bill would prevent people from getting money at bars, liquor stores, and even strip clubs. This comes after News 13's Kim Holland's special report this week showing how some welfare recipients were doing just that and probably spending money meant for food and rent on possibly booze and possibly strippers. If legislators don't pass this bill, it could end up costing the state about $5 million from the federal government. One bill to ban texting and driving in New Mexico is a thing of the past, but there is one other bill that legislators can look at. A committee in the state Senate shot down Peter Wirth's bill that would have given people caught texting and driving a $25 ticket for the first time and a $50 one for the second time. But as I mentioned, a similar bill is around the House right now. Here is a really sweet story that will definitely tug at your heart. A father and son meet for the first time. Watch this.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, good, and you?
There they are. Okay, so here's the story behind this. David Brassington met his son Timothy at Albuquerque Sunport yesterday for the first time in 26 years. You see, Brassington left Albuquerque years ago for Michigan and never knew he had a son. That is until last summer when Timothy, who lives in Belen, looked up his biological dad on the internet and contacted him. So the two have been talking ever since, and they wanted to meet because David has pulmonary fibrosis, that's the father, and doesn't know how long he has to live. He does need a lung transplant. The father and son plan to spend the next few days getting to know each other. What a great story. We definitely wish them well and wish Mr. David there a successful lung transplant procedure. That wraps it up for your Thursday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt, Kristen, and myself every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. All right, ladies, going to send it back to you.
What a sweet story.
I know, isn't it great?
Yeah, and you know, they look alike too. I was
They
like,
do.
gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is for sure father and son.
I really hope he gets that lung transplant.
I do
you know?
too.
Yeah.
Oh, fingers crossed for him. We'll have to definitely stay up on this story so we
For
can
sure.
give follow-up to the viewers. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.